put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before the...
Williams, and the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Watch Hitler re-examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine on the brain. Tim Kaine in the brain.
Antifa exists.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other guy. Give me a look, though.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. $7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience or Katie's audience.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before the... Really, how many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Oh, the hell with it, I'll move back in"? You know, it doesn't sound like a very normal... You mean they moved out, and what, they missed it so much that they wanted to move back in? Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, and
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Fine, I've got to go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing. Get your words straight, Jack.
Dumb people, liberal people.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family.
Tweet. That was an opinion of somebody.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you."
Hello, everyone. Is this thing on? Hello? Am I live right now? Are people, whoa. Hey, hello? Is everyone here? What's happening? What's going on here? Are people like, okay? Like, are people lined up to watch this fucking shit? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? People are lined up, waiting to watch this fucking shit. Come on. This is a national emergency. Emergency.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Woof! My lord. My God.
No good. Really bad for you.
Unbelievable. Anyway, welcome to the broadcast, everybody. This is Above It All, episodic installation 1076. Hell yeah, etc. So I'd like to give everyone a hello. All right, so we got Mike Silver first, Jessica second, Dev J third, James Caheller, I'm gonna stop counting now, Cold Heart Dullard, King of Badgers, Fun Police, Lil Red Alice, But Is It Art, Andifa, Taz the Immortal, Nicholas Nodland, Plateau of Leng, Spirit Mayo, JL, Aaron Anderson, Dusty Scarlet, also known as Dusty Dullard. Hello, Mike. Hello, Knitter. Khalida. Alright, there you go. Mr. Freak Glitcher. Should I at Discord or should I just not let Discord know about this stream? Because I forgot to at Discord. Should I just not let Discord know about this? Is this going to be the secret stream? Everyone joins my Discord because they're like, yo, I got to get in here so I get the alerts, right? You get desktop alerts if you join my Discord. Unless I, am really high and then I forget and then you don't get desktop alerts. So, hello everyone. Hello, Joseph Pace, CJ O'Tonnell. What's poppin'? Hello. Bodan Sveduk. Carla, thank you for the PayPal, by the way. I appreciated your message. And why do you think I stream all the time? What else do I have to do, right? Hello, Felix Cornelius. Cloud. Aitor Vresenti. Alright, that's it. I'm cutting it off. The faucet is being plugged up. If you got here late, I'm sorry. You don't deserve a hello. Hello, Kenan Tiberius Young. What is up? Hello, Shuryif. Alright, with that being said, everyone, let's get into it. Alright, so, today's episodic installation is going to be based around, again, over the last little bit of time, again, I'm trying to do more and more shows. I should probably remove this little thing here, because, this is the double dip. But I've been doing more and more shows because there's just so much to unpack here with the Capitol terror attack, coup attempt, whichever you select, insurrection or whatever, whichever, grouping of words that I endorse that you want to use. And so I have a story that I want to tell about the Republicans and the individuals around Donald Trump that enabled him. Again, you think Trump could do all of this by himself? He utilized the fomented anger and the decisive, destructive kind of rage in the heart of the Republican Party to build a movement that would do whatever he wanted. And that was the project over the last 5 years, was to convert the Republican Party apparatus into the cult of Trump Party. And as we could see on January 6th, that was victorious. But all the Republicans are going to now try to jump ship. Oh, wait, no. I don't endorse this. I didn't mean it. It wasn't my fault. Oh. So let's read. This is from The Hill. Republican senators now regret ... I already scrolled down. So Republican senators say they feel a sense of growing regret over not standing up to President Trump sooner, a day after a violent mob ransacked the Capitol building in one of the darkest and most humiliating days in U.S. history. Agreed? One Republican senator who requested anonymity, also known as a beta male. Again, you're going to elect a beta male to the Senate? I can understand maybe throwing a beta male into the House of Representatives, right? You could use a couple of beta males just to even things out. But you're going to elect a beta male to the Senate? Have you no shame? So anyway, we should have done more to push back, both against his rhetoric and some of the things he did legislatively, said the beta male. The mistake we made is that we always thought it was going to get better. We thought that once he got the nomination and then once he got a cabinet, he was going to be better. It was going to be more presidential. Are you on drugs? Like, what? Is this guy on drugs? Whoever this is, right? Because they won't tell us. Are they on drugs? What? Many Republicans are shell-shocked over the horrific scenes at the Capitol and seem to be trying to come to grips with their role in the disaster. The mob that hit the Capitol was filled with people who believed Trump's claims of a rigged election, despite a lack of any serious evidence. It served as a symbol of the fact that many Americans are now moving through reality no longer based on real facts or the truth. Hello, thank you for refreshing the page. The GOP senator, also known as the beta cuck, said he and his colleagues expected Trump would eventually accept the results of the election after courts ruled against his legal team's challenges, 60 times by the way, which were resoundingly dismissed by Republican and Democratic appointed judges alike. But Trump never did. And most Republicans, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, held back any sharp criticism. This was largely because the Republicans calculated they needed Trump to get out the vote in the 2 runoff races to decide the Senate majority in Georgia. Again, you're going to elect a beta male to the United States Senate? What? Like, I literally cannot imagine, like, you are an individualist, you are a patriot, you spend years talking about how much you hate soy boy Antifas, and then you're gonna go into the voting booth and vote for a fucking beta male who won't stand up to the fucking corporate gangster in the White House? Sad. Sad. Republicans were worried Trump's rhetoric was too focused on his unsubstantiated claims of fraud and feared it could backfire. But criticism of the president was muted, as it was for much of the last 4 years. McConnell finally ripped the challenges by Trump and his allies of the election results in a floor speech Wednesday, shortly before the Senate was overtaken by thugs. It was also the day the Georgia Gambit proved a failure and Democrats won control of the Senate. The Republican leadership explained repeatedly that we needed Trump to help get the votes out, said the lawmaker, who added that colleagues worried that the president would find a way to sabotage them in the Georgia runoff races if they quickly acknowledged Joe Biden as president-elect or forcefully dismissed claims of widespread voter fraud. A second Republican senator, who requested anonymity, said that Trump has inflicted serious damage on his party. You know, I would say the his is like a giveaway, but it's not really, because, like, how many women senators are there in the GOP? Like 3? Really? Like 3 or 4? I don't know. Either way. Every time you think the president has done everything he could possibly do to fuck things up, then he comes out with a tweet like the election was invalid and the one in Georgia would be invalid, said the lawmaker, referring to Trump's tweets Friday, declaring the runoff elections to be illegal and invalid. I remember that, so good. The feelings of remorse are only now being expressed privately after Republican senators spent much of the past 4 years dodging questions about Trump's controversial tweets, statements, and decisions. Senator Lindsey Graham, like the cracker, on Thursday said Trump had tarnished his legacy by not condemning Wednesday's debacle at the Capitol. Graham, like the cracker, defended his support for Trump over the past 4 years as being driven by constituents at home who wanted him to work with the president. But he said, it breaks my heart that my friend, a president of consequence, were to allow yesterday to happen, and it will be a major part of his presidency. Again, I mean, these people are embarrassing. Like, they're pathetic. They're pathetic. These people are fucking, literally the physical personification of soy. Asked if he should have spoken out more when Trump crossed the line during his 4 years in office, Graham, like the cracker, acknowledged he could have, but also deflected blame on the media for not covering the president more fairly. I have spoken up, he said. All I can say is that I have shared my thoughts with the president. I've spoken up when I thought I should. What? Like, I literally can't. This article is so long, but it's got, like, so many good Easter eggs. I'm going to keep going. Senate Republican whip John Thune on Wednesday said Trump's rhetoric created a political headwind for Senators Kelly and David, who both lost the races that GOP senators had expected them to win. There were really mixed messages being sent, which is not helpful, because you had a lot of voters who were confused about whether or not their vote was going to matter. When the most effective argument is you're going to be a check and balance against a Biden-Pelosi-Schumer agenda, but you can't acknowledge that Biden won, it puts you in a really difficult position. That's correct. Senator Mitt Romney, an outspoken Trump critic and the only GOP senator to vote to convict him on an article of impeachment in February, on Wednesday accused Trump of inciting an insurrection and warned that Republicans such as Senators Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, who are publicly sympathetic to the president's claims of widespread voter fraud, are participating in a dangerous gambit. Whatever that means. Like, he could just call them dumb motherfuckers, but no, he's gonna say this fucking stupid, my senatorial speech. He warned that they will be remembered for their role in this shameful episode of American history, which I agree with. So, some dumb bitch named Kramer, I guess, not to be confused with the character on Seinfeld, of course. I do think that the president bears some responsibility. Certainly, he bears responsibility for his own actions and his own words. And today, in watching his speech, I have to admit, I gasped. Kramer said Trump's treatment of Pence was unjustified, wrong, and is really, really unfortunate. Trump declared in a tweet, since deleted, that Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. Unbelievable. I've known Mike Pence forever, Inhofe told the Tulsa World. I've never seen Pence as angry as he was today. Inhofe also said that Trump should have done more to stop the rioting. He only put out one statement I'm aware of. He said this was really a riot. He should have been more disdain for the rioters. I don't even say he should have apologized. That's not exactly accurate, but he should have expressed more disdain. Whatever the fuck, I don't know. Yo, these people are fucking ridiculous. And I wanted to read out all the shit that I had highlighted because I want you to know how fucking dumb these motherfuckers are. Like, these are dumb ass motherfuckers. And I want you to know that. Right? The Republican Party is a terrorist organization. Everyone that did not vote to convict Donald Trump back in, January or whatever, they should all be sent to prison as far as I'm concerned. They enabled this to happen. He was guilty of a crime. He was guilty of other crimes that they knew and didn't impeach him on, which is my problem with the Democrats, but he was guilty of a crime, objectively speaking, and the cult of Trump party decided to absolve him of his sins. And then he spent an extra year in the White House raising an insurrection against the United States of America. They need to all be sent to prison and marched out in handcuffs. And those little ankle cuffs, too. And the ball and chain. Because these motherfuckers are dumb motherfuckers. And I swear to God, if I'll be damned if I have a dumb motherfucker in the Senate trying to destroy my country, right? Back me up. This is my country. Or something. I don't know. Whatever. My point is, these guys are fucking lame. Oh, my God. Love music, television, videos first. Pumpkin Patch, the kids show that defied apartheid, homophobia, and the braai mentality of South Africa during the 80s. Is that good or bad? I don't know much about South Africa, to be honest. But I also like Pumpkin Patch. They have good puppets. So, what are you gonna do? But, now that I've destroyed my credibility. Hello, CJ O'Tonnell. Translation, we wanted our judges and tax cuts and didn't care that it came as a package deal with fascism. Now that the leopards are in our faces, we have some regrets. That's absolutely correct. Fun Police, $2.99. We, heart emoji, Andrea, person with halo emoji. Keep up your excellency, metal emoji. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Whew! My God. All right. Like I said, I'm pretty fucking high today. So I'm just throwing that out there. So with that being said, let me continue the show. So among the list of the dumbest motherfuckers on planet Earth is a one Josh Hawley. And so, like I said, the Republican Party is a terrorist organization, as far as I'm concerned. Anyone who voted not to convict the criminal president a year ago is responsible and has enabled the crimes that took place at the Capitol on Wednesday, as far as I'm concerned. However, there are also an extra step of ludicrous depravity, and that is objecting to the election. It's one thing to say the dumbass bullshit on Twitter to get the likes and the fundraising. It's another to actually go forward and do the things that these dumb motherfuckers like Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz actually did. So I wanted to read this article from NPR. GOP leaders condemn Senator Josh Hawley after pro-Trump riot at the U.S. Capitol. This is another really, really good one. So, Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley continues to face intense criticism for his decision to challenge the presidential election results, the futile enterprise that helped fuel pro-Trump rioters. Hawley was the first U.S. senator to publicly vow to challenge the Electoral College tally, leading the effort with Senator Ted Cruz. Shortly before things escalated, a photo was taken outside the Capitol building of Hawley greeting the Trump loyalists with a happy fist pump. Lawmakers were scheduled to officially recognize President-elect Joe Biden's victory Wednesday when the proceedings were interrupted for hours when a pro-Trump mob breached the U.S. Capitol building. The event led to a woman being shot and killed by Capitol Police and a police officer dying of injuries sustained in the melee. As Congress reconvened Wednesday evening, shaken from the violence earlier, Hawley continued to challenge the election results in both Arizona and Pennsylvania, with the backing of a smaller group of senators than originally planned. Again, it's one thing, right? And again, and I want you to understand the steps, okay? It's one thing to say the election is fake. Dumb as shit. It's another to actually vote in the electoral proceeding that the election is fake. It's a whole other thing to still vote as an objector to this election after Donald Trump incited a riot where dumb motherfuckers stormed the Capitol and tried to hang the Vice President of the United States. By the way, a member of their own party? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Again, these people need to be sent to prison for the rest of their lives. I actually think it's very vital what we do. The opportunity to be heard, to register objections is very vital, because this is the place where those objections should be heard and dealt with, debated, and finally resolved, Hawley said in a speech late Wednesday evening. In this lawful means, peacefully, without violence, without attacks, without bullets, he added. Dumb motherfucker. The challenges were rejected by a majority of the House and the Senate. Since Wednesday, Missouri leaders and constituents, as well as members of the GOP establishment, have condemned Hawley's actions in the Senate and his rhetoric leading up to the riot. In an interview with NPR's Morning Edition Friday, Nebraska Republican Senator Ben Sasse called Hawley's challenge to the Electoral College vote really dumbass. Now, I just want to say, and I have a question for the chat. What? Is that a proper way to say dumbass? That's really dumbass? Like, I can understand that's a dumbass thing. It was a dumbass thing to do. But really dumbass? And that's it? I've never heard anyone say that before, so I'm just throwing that out there. When asked if Hawley deserved to be censured by the Senate, Sasse did not reply directly, adding that Missourians are the most important people in that conversation. Max, what the hell are you doing? Oh, he's rolling around. And many Missourians, including former allies of Hawley, are livid. A call for censure came from Missouri businessman and former Hawley supporter David Humphreys during an interview with the Missouri Independent on Thursday. Humphreys had previously contributed to Hawley's 2018 Senate run. The editorial board of the Kansas City Star also came forward on Thursday with an opinion piece advocating for Hawley's immediate resignation or removal from the Senate. Just hours after rioters stormed the Capitol, the editorial board wrote that Hawley had blood on his hands. Hawley's actions in the last week had such impact that he deserves an impressive share of the blame for the blood that's been shed, the editorial board added. Even Hawley's mentor, former GOP Senator John Danforth, has disavowed him. Supporting Josh and trying so hard to get him elected to the Senate was the worst mistake I have ever made in my life, Danforth said in an interview Thursday with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Hawley has also made a statement Thursday, as reported by KMBC in Kansas City. I will never apologize for giving voice to the millions of Missourians and Americans who have concerns about the integrity of our elections. That's my job, and I'll keep doing that. Fucking concerns. My lord. Hawley has received additional criticism outside of politics, including from Simon & Schuster, which backed out of publishing his upcoming book. Hawley called the decision a direct assault on the First Amendment. What? Like, what? What? Hawley is in his first term in the Senate and doesn't face re-election until 2024. Before Wednesday, there was speculation of his possibly running for president that year. This is a man whose ambition has overcome a servant's heart, former Democratic Senator Claire McCaskill of Missouri told St. Louis Public Radio on Thursday. By the way, how dumb do you have to be to lose to Josh Hawley? Like, Jesus, right? McCaskill was defeated by Hawley in 2018. He is way more interested in how he can get elected president than serving the people he was elected to serve, she added. Dude, I seriously, again, Josh Hawley needs to be fucking dragged out of the Senate in handcuffs, as far as I'm concerned. Fuck that motherfucker. All right. Jake, I don't know if I'm gonna do that today. I might do that tomorrow, because I've got a bunch of other stuff I want to get to today before it gets too old. So I'm just throwing that out there. Hello, alternate Keck. How is being a soy boy cuck doing? How are you doing? President throwing you under the bus, you know? Not good. Can senators, anyone can be impeached, even judges. So, again, I've today been, in this episode, been trying to follow the theme of the beta male soy boy cuck Republicans who let an orange buffoon goofball walk all over them for 4 years, and then, as soon as the shit falls in their face, all of a sudden they try to wash their hands of it. No. So, here is Lindsey Graham, again, like the cracker, going through Ronald Reagan's airport, which is my favorite airport, of course, being publicly shamed and harassed, and you just love to see it.
You traitor! You traitor! You traitor! You're a traitor! Lindsey Graham, you are a traitor to the country!
And you can see his face. He's just like, look at him. He's so like, he's like looking at the ground. You're like, he's trying to hold back tears. Look at this fucking dumb bitch. Graham, like the cracker.
You know it was rigged! You know it was rigged! You know it was rigged! You garbage human being! It's gonna be like this forever, wherever you go for the rest of your life. Audit the vote! Audit the vote!
Now, the funny part about this, right, is that you've got both Trump supporters that are disappointed in Lindsey Graham for being the beta cuck that he is, and then actual other people that are upset at him for enabling the President of the United States for having an insurrection at the Capitol. So that's what's really fun about this, right, is they put themselves in a situation where everyone fucking hates them. Literally, everyone fucking hates them. Their base hates them. The president hates them. The left hates them. Liberals hate them. Probably their own staffers hate them. And it's fucking beautiful.
Audit the vote! Piece of shit! Piece of shit! Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Audit our
It's so good.
Audit our vote!
It's so good.
Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Audit our vote! Hey, you better sell your soul
I love that. Oh my god, it's so good. That is so good. They fucked themselves. The Republican Party fucked themselves. Reminder, Donald Trump had 96% approval rating. Now, that might have dropped in the Republican Party. That might have dropped since the Capitol terror attack. I don't know what it is right now. But they fucked themselves. Their own base hates them. Their voters hate them. Their colleagues hate them. Their coworkers hate them. The left hates them, obviously. Right? The rest of the world hates them. Like Lindsey Graham, like the cracker, might be one of the most hated people in the entire world. Seriously, at this moment. Like, imagine being hated by literally everybody. Like everyone on the planet basically knows who you are, and they fucking hate you. Like, you know, it's just like, wow. Imagine being Lindsey Graham. Thankfully, I don't have to, so we can move on. Yeah, so again, we need to hold these Republicans accountable. We need to make sure that future generations, 100, 200, 300 years from now, know what went down this week. We need to make sure that we write history in the way that delivers a truthful narrative. And that is impossible unless we expel every member of Congress, both in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, who objected to the electors. So AOC has been leading this charge, and I love it. So Ted Cruz has been just really triggered lately. So basically, Biden made a Nazi comparison to Josh Hawley. Ted Cruz got triggered because, of course, Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, they were two peas in a pod. They were working on the thing co-op style. So Ted Cruz says, really sad. At a time of, you know what was also really sad? When you did phone banking for Donald Trump after he called your wife ugly. Remember that photo of him like, on the phone? That was really sad. But anyway, at a time of deep national division, President-elect Biden's choice to call his political opponents literal Nazis does nothing to bring us together or promote healing. Your president just incited a fucking riot and or a terror attack or an opportunity for a terror attack. They had pipe bombs, motherfucker, at the Capitol building. And 2 days later, you're like, oh, healing, oh, we've got to heal, oh, we've got to heal, oh my God. This kind of vicious partisan rhetoric only tears our country. I mean, unbelievable. So anyway, let's just get to what AOC says. They wore Auschwitz shirts, erected gallows, and tried to hang the vice president. Your continued excusal and denial of Wednesday's neo-Nazi presence is abhorrent and dangerous. The most healing and unifying thing you can do is take responsibility for your actions and resign. So again, she goes in. And it's just beautiful. Again, AOC leading the charge, and then also Cori Bush, again, drafting legislation to expel these motherfuckers from Congress. They need to get the fuck out. Seriously, right? Like, again, there are Black Lives Matter protesters that are in jail right now for 40 years for flipping over a cop car, right? And some of these neo-Nazis that stormed through the Capitol building are only going to get a couple years in jail? What? And again, all of the people in the Republican Party who enabled this, who bought into this fan fiction, this conspiracy theory, dumbass, dumb fuck fan fiction, that it allowed Donald Trump to incite a literal riot that allowed for terrorists to storm the Capitol. The fact that Ted Cruz is just pretending like nothing happened is... What do I say? What do I say about that? What do I say about that? I don't know. But anyway, good on AOC. Fuck Ted Cruz. Guy's a fucking bitch. Max, what are you doing? Max is you can hear Max, right? He's breathing like a motherfucker. Look at this guy. Oh, look at this dog. Look at this dog. Help. Someone. I need help. Oh. 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 This dog is so excited for no reason. Can you hear that? What are you doing? Oh my God. I fucking can't. As soon as I turn around, he stops breathing. Look. Oh, wait. Now he's scratching himself. All right. Okay. So I want to get more into, because again, today's episode, I kind of have like a chronological order of some of this stuff that I want to talk about on this episode. So, which is unusual, but I want to talk about how what other members of Congress are doing in response to this terror attack. So Jamal Bowman tweeted this video out yesterday, retweeting or quote tweeting a video that showed police escorting these people in to the Capitol area, allowing them to get closer and closer and closer, right? Like, just what the fuck, right? So let's watch. What? Right? What? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. So Jamal Bowman tweets, "This Capitol police officer is waving the insurrectionists in." And that prompts him to introduce legislation, as we can see here. "I am introducing the Congressional Oversight of Unjust Policing Act to uncover how the terrorist attack on our Capitol was able to breach the Capitol building. This bill will establish a commission to investigate the attack and ties between white supremacists and Capitol Police." This is great. Now, as far as I'm concerned, expand this to all police departments. We need to rat out and sniff out all of these white supremacists in law enforcement. Absolutely required. And if we don't do that, then this stuff is only going to continue to happen. So again, I really wanted to highlight that, again, you're seeing this squad here. AOC with demanding expulsion. Her and Cori Bush drafting legislation to do so. Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib leading the charge on impeachment. Jamal Bowman also, and then Marie Newman signed on to this immediately as well, leading the charge on the oversight of the police. So again, there's a lot of people out there that want you to discredit the squad, discredit them for some reason. They're fucking bad actors and they're fascists. And the reason why they don't want you to look at the squad and say, wow, these people are doing really good work, is because the squad right now is putting, at least attempting to put a big check on fascism. And whether or not they succeed is really a testament to the weakness and spinelessness of Democrats. Are Democrats really going to vote against figuring out why a former president tried to have them killed? Really? I'd like to see them try. So I just, again, I'm loving this shit. This is strength right here. Nancy Pelosi, she's impressed me a little bit, but she's not going nearly far enough. Joe Biden, oh God, Joe Biden, don't get me started. The squad right now are trying to hold these motherfuckers to account. And we need that. So, I just really had to throw that out there. Yeah, Bowman is great. Absolutely. I love Bowman. He's really good. Again, he got me with he got me with the capitalism is slavery. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. So, wow. All right, so I've got this video here from Insider News, and it's a little 5-minute clip, and I wanted to just play this video. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing, but there's a very telling moment at the first, like, 20 seconds or so, 25, 30 seconds, I forget. There's a very telling moment at the very beginning of this clip. And again, Jamal Bowman's introducing legislation to provide oversight on how these terrorists got into the Capitol. Again, some of them had pipe bombs, machine guns in their car. So they brought pistols, right? They got into a standoff and threatened to shoot members of Congress, right? This is a serious problem. So there's a nice video here. And again, very, very early on in this video is, again, more proof at how the police are complicit.
We can take that place. And then do what? Heads on pike!
How did a disorganized mob break into what's supposed to be one of the most secure buildings in the world?
What's about to happen?
What?
I'm pressed.
No, you can't come in. Nobody can come in.
Again, I want to replay that.
What's
Listen.
about to happen?
What?
I'm pressed.
No, you can't come in. Nobody can come in.
Imagine, it's one thing to say that, but imagine staring at someone with a camera that's recording you and saying that. Like, I literally... Like,
What?
I'm pressed.
No, you
and again, he's not even masked. Like, you can see this dumb fuck
To be one of the most secure buildings in the world.
What's about to happen?
Like, look at this freak show. This person should be in jail for the rest of their fucking lives. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Send this motherfucker to prison. Are you kidding me? Again, if Black Lives Matter protesters are going to get 40 years in prison for flipping over a cop car, you're going to tell me you're just going to let this happen? You're just going to let that happen?
No, you can't come in. Nobody can come in.
We followed a group of Trump supporters as they walked into the U.S. Capitol and police officers stood and watched.
What's the plan? I have no idea. We got all day. Tonight, tomorrow. Whose house? Whose house?
This is so embarrassing.
USA!
It all started as a peaceful rally around 10 a.m.
I love President Trump. He asked us to come out and support him, and I was glad to do that.
The Blue Lives Matter flag. I love it. Blue Lives Matter, baby. Reminder, I don't think there has been any cop that was killed at a Black Lives Matter protest. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm totally willing to be corrected here. I know there have been cops killed over the course of the protest period, but directly at a protest, like as a Black Lives Matter protester ran at a cop in a police line with a fucking fire extinguisher and killed them on the spot? I don't think so. So it's interesting that the Blue Lives Matter crowd is out here killing cops. Just throwing that out there.
Stop the steal! We will never give up. We will never concede. And we're going to the Capitol.
And the crowd responded to his request.
Hey, I'll fight with you. I'll fight next to you. I'll keep going. I love you all for being just having the balls to come here. I'll fight with you.
People free.
And so they marched.
Bust the doors down. USA!
All these politicians work for us. We pay their salaries. And we pay our taxes. And what do we get? Nothing! They don't represent us. They need to pay the ultimate price for their crimes. An example needs to be made.
If you're scared of confrontation, do not move forward. Patriots, move forward.
Fucking patriots. Don't you love when they call themselves patriots? They're gonna fucking storm the Capitol building. And they call themselves patriots. I can't, dude. Motherfucker. I really just.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Serious we are.
Things took an ugly turn in the early afternoon when hundreds of people breached the building.
This is the people's house. Let us in.
Get in there. Arm him. Get the in there.
Let's get him! Every single in there is a traitor. Every single one.
String them up.
You know what's funny about that is that 120-something Republicans objected to the election results. 100-something, and they don't even know that. Like, so 120-something members of Congress decided to commit treason and sedition to object to the election results, and the crazy motherfuckers outside don't even know. So they just don't even know. They just don't know.
Police fired tear gas into the crowd.
One can, just one. They had to say they fired tear gas. This is Insider News made this video.
Shot with some kind of clear liquid from all the Gestapo squad.
Oh, now they're Gestapo. Oh, so when they're rounding up anti-fascist protesters in unmarked vans, no, that's constitutional. That's great. But now, all of a sudden, the patriots are trying to storm the Capitol building. Now they're the Gestapo.
There's like,
oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Throw it away!
But it wasn't enough to stop them.
The fucking flag with Georgia, the country, not to be confused with Georgia, the state. Right? Like, I love it. These people are great.
The stairs is where we need to go. Do it. Let's do it. They're right. They're gonna hit you.
I love how like they make like, oh yeah, they threw tear gas in there, but then all the rest of the shots, like there's no police response. Like, yeah, they threw one can of tear gas, right? And then literally the rest of it, there's just no cops anywhere. It's great. It's wonderful. It's so good. It's so good. Like, yeah, the cops threw tear gas at us.
As the mob entered the building, police officers stood and watched. One woman was shot inside of the Capitol and died. And then police pushed everyone outside.
I heard a really loud bang. We all thought it was like a flashbang or something like that, but a girl got shot. You can see the blood. That is her blood around that corner.
At least 5 people died.
Can you imagine, by the way, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm just like, I want to talk about, like, an intelligence thing, and I, again, in the words of our president, and I back him up.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Okay, so imagine you literally just stormed the Capitol building, right? Imagine you just stormed the Capitol building, right? And then you go outside and say, hey, I just stormed the Capitol building, and then do an interview. Like, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm fucking talking about, is the level of dumbassery and then the sheer privilege that these people... Like, yeah, I'm just gonna casually fucking waltz into the fucking Capitol building, maybe steal a couple of classified files, maybe steal a fucking, something, and then I'm gonna walk out and do an interview with the media? What?
I heard a really loud bang. We all thought it was like a flashbang or something like that, but a girl got shot. You can see the blood. That is her blood around that corner.
At least 5 people died, including a police officer. Even after all of the violence and death, some Trump supporters stood proud of what they did.
This is America, and we're all here to fight for our freedom. It is not their America. It is our America.
Yeah, I was the first person in, Mom, though. I was like a freak.
Anyway, good little video here that just kind of encapsulates how dumb these fucking bitches are. I really, again, and I need to emphasize this,
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
They just don't have, dumb as fuck, motherfuckers, dude. Dumb as fuck, motherfuckers. Yeah, the fucking guy in the background. I was the first one in, ma. My lord. Again, this episode, I just wanted to, I'm really trying to do more content around how we got here, who is responsible, what we do, and, how we proceed. That's kind of what I want to do, and that's why I'm doing extra programs. And that's why I'm kind of covering a lot of things from different angles and trying to weave it all together, because I want to try to tell you the story of America, because that's what this is. This is the story of America. The same motherfuckers that tried to take over half the continent, right? I'm just talking about the South here. I mean, I guess it's not, but half the country's occupation of the continent. My point. They were trying to expand out westward, make all of the states slave states, and expand their slave empire. Then they rebelled against the United States and got stomped, right? They got fucking destroyed. And then, they didn't really get destroyed. It was kind of close. But either way, and then Lincoln gets shot, which may be one of the most, you can, if you want to pinpoint, those moments, Lincoln getting shot and then Andrew Johnson taking over the presidency. Wow. What the fuck? Right? Literally. If you were to go back in time and just stop that from happening, wow, motherfucking we would probably we would have flying cars by now. We would have flying trains by now. We would have been terraforming Mars by this point. Seriously, I'm not even joking with you. Literally, Andrew Johnson becoming president, and then everyone just saying, should we really hold these people accountable? And we'll do a few, but then that'll be it. And then just kind of rushing Reconstruction, and then just kind of ignoring all the problems, and then just fucking letting the South take so much fucking power. It's just seriously? What a disaster that was. And then that leads all the way up until this moment. A single thread that leads all the way from, the founding of this country to this moment. And we need to realize that, this is not good. So. Oh no, Lincoln's garbage, Antifa. I'm just saying that Lincoln would have held the South accountable and would have not fucked Reconstruction up. Andrew Johnson fucked Reconstruction up on purpose. That's my point here. I'm not, trying to fucking say Abraham Lincoln's great. He's not great. But yeah. Anyway, we got some updates here that I wanted to talk about because, why not? So, the dumb motherfucker with the little costume, right? owned fur-clad man who entered Capitol says he acted after Trump put out a call to patriots. So Trump puts out a call to patriots, and then this dumb motherfucker's like, all right, hold up, let me go to my hotel room and put on my fucking fursona and then go into, like, what? Right? Okay, so let's read. The man wearing fur and horns while breaking into the Capitol on Wednesday during the riots voluntarily called the FBI and said he went to Washington, D.C. that day because of President Trump's call for all patriots. Jacob Anthony Chansley, who goes by Jake Angeli, was photographed in many photos of the Capitol riots due to his outlandish outfit. He admitted to authorities that he wanted to join others from Arizona when Trump called on the patriots to go to the events. And I guess you could read that, but, you know, whatever. I'm just going to read the rest of this. I haven't read this article yet. Usually I proofread them. This time I haven't. Chansley was arrested along with 3 others on Saturday for his role in the riots. He will be charged with knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority and with violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, AZ Central reported. Chansley spoke to Adrian Morrow, U.S. correspondent for The Globe and Mail, on Wednesday after the riot about his experience inside the Capitol. I spoke with Jake Elengi, the QAnon guy who got inside the Senate chamber. People, by the way, are saying this guy's Antifa. That's how dumb the motherfuckers in the right wing are. They're claiming that this guy's fucking Antifa, right? He said police eventually gave up trying to stop him and other Trump supporters and let him in. After a while, he said police politely asked him to leave and let him go without arrest. We need to lock up those cops. Right? You know, like, what the fuck? Chansley will make his first appearance in federal court in Phoenix next week. Many from Arizona knew him due to his attire he wore to previous protests. Chansley is a longtime QAnon supporter who was photographed at previous protests with a sign that said, Q sent me. Chansley saw nothing wrong with his actions, telling NBC News the fact that we had a bunch of our traitors in office hunker down, put on their gas masks and retreat into the underground bunker, I consider that a win. Guy doesn't even think he did anything bad. He probably expects, like, Trump to pardon him or something. People are fucking... they're crazy. They're just so dumb, man. They're literally... my God. Right, they're just so fucking dullard-y. I'm sorry, I'm high. But seriously, these motherfuckers, man. I want to talk about something real quick before I get on to some other stuff. I want to make some of my positions a little bit more clear, because I've noticed a little bit of the discussion in the chat. So I want to be very clear on something. And while I be clear, let me also do something else. When I advocate to lock these people up, when I advocate to send these people to prison for the rest of their lives, I'm going to be very clear about my perspective, coming as someone who does believe in the abolition of prisons, someone who is very against police. And I've kind of, in a short way, explained that by saying we have prisons. Right now, we've got prisons. They exist, right? And so as the prisons exist, we might as well use them. So that's my position on that. Again, if a Black Lives Matter protester is going to get 40 years in prison for flipping a cop car, right? We have to apply these standards equally. And so that's what I want to be very clear about. I don't think we can abolish prisons in the next 2 months or something. I really just don't think we can do that. And as a result, if we have prisons, the right people should be in those prisons. So that's my opinion. So I just wanted to be very clear about that. Yeah. And also, Also, this is another thing of like, again, fascists are bad. Fascists are really, 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 really bad. Right? So like, I really am not down with these like thought experiments of like, oh, well, you know, yeah, wouldn't it be cool to storm the Capitol? Like, if there was a large protest with the goal of occupying the Capitol non-violently, maybe, right? That would be pretty wonderful. With the intent to get something like a universal healthcare system, or, you know, fucking, I don't like, you know, even more radical demands like fucking, you know, the abolition of the Senate, or, you know, even like, you know, like, I'm down with thought experiments. But this is not a thought experiment, and that's what I want to be very clear about. This is not a thought experiment. This is a project that domestic terrorists, people, by the way, that also want to kill people like me, being trans, right? These people want to exterminate me and genocide everyone like me, right? So I don't fuck around. I don't mince words, right? And I'm, as much as I'm down to have a thought experiment episode, maybe in a week or two, right, when this is more behind us, right, I'm down to maybe do a thought experiment episode. But until then, we need to hold these people to account. And that's, I just wanted to be very clear about that. I send you monies in PayPal. Will you say, soup for my family? They say they have big bags of soup, and then the anarchists, and they take it. And when they get caught, they say, this is soup for my family. It's so good. Dude, I wish I had soup for my family. But yeah, I don't know. I felt it was necessary to be a little bit more clear about that, because I do have a lot of new viewers here, a lot of people that don't know a lot of my overarching opinions, and then like most of the people that are watching me were here during the summer, where I gave a lot of these takes during the summer, of course. So I mean, if you're new here and you want to, you know, listen to more of that kind of stuff, and like in that kind of vein, if you're like, you can go back and watch the videos I made during the summer. I would recommend doing so. Yo, I wish, Jolly Sloth. I wish. So I've got another really sad story. Oh. Alright, this one's really funny, actually. Big Mommy Milkers, my fucking god. No regrets. There you go. You found my channel because of Doom? I'll take it. Alright. Okay. Let's get into this. Alright, so we have a really, and I really just want to like emphasize how sad of a story this is. This is such a sad story. It really was just a very, okay. Georgia woman trampled to death in Capitol riot was obsessed with pro-Trump conspiracies. Here we go. And I want to be very explicit.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Okay, so this dumb bitch, and I do want to say, yes, I acknowledge, is this in poor taste? Absolutely, this is in poor taste. But also, what the fuck? So a woman who was reportedly and you know what, I'm gonna go above. I'm sorry, I have to. Alright everyone, so a woman who was reportedly trampled to death during a riot inside the U.S. Capitol was reportedly obsessed with the QAnon conspiracy theory, according to her friends and family. A photo shows that she carried a Gadsden "Don't Tread on Me" flag at a protest before the violent siege. Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert. She was trampled to death. She fell down as the crowd stormed the Capitol building. People ran on her, all over her, and she was trampled and died while carrying a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
I really just... Roseanne Boylan, 34, was among 4 of President Donald Trump's supporters who died Wednesday inside the Capitol after breaking inside to disrupt the congressional certification of Joe Biden's win. And her family blames the president she fervently backed. Now this is... A lot of the other families were like, yeah, you know, our grandfather, our father, our husband, or whatever, is a beautiful person. This family is like, damn, we know this person was fucked up, and we want to make sure that no one else gets this fucked up. So I just want to shout out the family and friends that commented here, because they are truth tellers. Roseanne was very passionate about her beliefs, like a lot of people, said her brother-in-law, Justin Cave. I've never tried to be a political person, but it's my own belief that the president's words incited a riot that killed 4 of his biggest fans Wednesday night, and I believe that we should invoke the 25th Amendment at this time. That's what the family says. Boyland was knocked to the ground and crushed as crowds breached the Capitol, according to Axios, and suffered a fatal medical emergency. As we watch those awful events unfold, we hope that Roseanne was not among the crowd, Cave said. Tragically, she was there, and it cost her life. We have little information at this time, and are waiting with the rest of the world to uncover the specifics. The Kennesaw woman was photographed walking in Washington, D.C. streets before the breach, carrying a Revolutionary War era flag that shows a timber rattlesnake coiled and ready to strike, threatening, "Don't tread on me." She was literally tread on to death. Literally. Unbelievable. People were in there to start stuff, but it wasn't supposed to be a violent event, said friend Justin Winchell. They basically created a panic, and the police in turn pushed back on them, so people started falling. I put my arm underneath her and was pulling out, and then another guy fell on top of her, and another guy just walking on top of her, Winchell added. There were people stacked, 2 to 3 deep, people just crushed. I hope this is a wake-up call to everybody. Check in on your friends. We've all watched her decline and go on these rabbit trails. I can tell you that she had some demons in her past, and she had problems, but she found purpose. Her purpose in taking care of her little nieces. And she's been good to them, and she's been real good to my children. I don't know why she did this. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If you know her, you know how little sense this makes. Yeah. Anyway, so then they go on to talk about the other people that died. Again, Blue Lives Matter supporters killed a cop. Weird. And you know, whatever. Nah, they're not sending their best.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Only the
I fucking, my God, these people are just, oof. Oof. Wow. Yeah, so I know I say a lot, especially when I'm high, so I'm sorry about that. So that's pretty much all I've got for today. I'd like to say thank you for watching. I know, again, I've been doing double dips, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I've got some other stuff I'm going to talk about tomorrow, including Joe Biden's very, disappointing responses, and I'm going to be talking more about Democrats as well tomorrow. But I really wanted to try to make this episode focused on Republicans, because I think that the Republican Party is a terrorist organization. All the party apparatuses, apparandi, whatever, they're all literally terrorist cells, right? From recruiting down to the conspiracy theories, down to the leadership. Now, do I think that every Republican voter should be sent to jail? No. But I think, at the very least, every single person that objected in the halls of Congress to the election results, hand them or walk them out in fucking handcuffs. That's what I think. But yeah, I'm gonna end the episode here. I haven't eaten today, so I just, I haven't eaten today, so I'm going to go eat after this. But I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. And, yeah, so we'll do more tomorrow. But I haven't eaten today, so I'm a little hungry. What are you gonna do? Made a vegetarian dish because of me. Amazing. You'd love to see it. At the very least, Skeletor Pelosi should be in the ooh. Come on, man. That's weird. Perp walk the whole lot. Agreed. Absolutely. But yeah, so again, thank you for watching today's ep. Tomorrow, I've got a lot of new people here, so again, thank you. Tomorrow, I will be doing a weekly show that I do called Sunday Run Day, where I speedrun video games, which is where you try to play a video game as fast as you can from start to finish. And I just kind of chill, and it's kind of like, you can come in, you can ask me any questions you want. It's just open book, open forum, whatever you want to do. Tomorrow I'll be playing Gubble. I'll be playing Muppet Race Mania, and maybe a couple of other games. So look forward to that. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate. JL, thank you. Lock 'em up. $5. Agreed. I really appreciate everyone tuning in to check me out. I really just appreciate it. I really don't know what to say. But I actually started this show in January, the first week of January. I think it was either the 1st or the 2nd. I started this show, and I moved it from a pre-tape to a live stream format, I think in like September. I think. So, I mean, the progress has been very nice, and I again, I thank all of the people that have been sharing my content, all the people that have been coming on the show and making things a little bit more dynamic and interesting, so it's pretty good. So thank you so much, and thank you for the other thing is, like, y'all are giving me, and I'm not gonna ask you to stop, right? Because but y'all are giving me a lot of fucking money. I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I don't know what to do with these dollars that I'm giving, that I'm acquiring. My most profitable month in my YouTube history was December. Last month. And I had a YouTube strike that made it so I couldn't post for 2 weeks. So that's interesting. And I also want to... Mike, $10. Good content. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Respect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now listen to me tell you why you shouldn't give me money. No, I'm just kidding. But already, I do want to say, already January, the first week of January is already the most profitable month in my YouTube history. And it's only been 1 week. So, I mean, like, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know, like, what the momentum here is going to build into. I don't know if this is going to be, like, a new normal. I have no idea. But I just want to say I appreciate it. I respect all of you for watching me and again, sharing the things that I say, and I am thankful that you find the things that I say good enough to share, that you think I'm insightful enough to share. And I think that we are in a moment right now in human history that will be written about for hundreds of years and will be read about for hundreds of years. And so I appreciate you spending your time and effort in this historic moment in human history with me. And I appreciate that tremendously. So I mean, I'm just saying, like it's not like people are chilling with me and it's just like a normal week where nothing's happening. Like, this is one of the, like, biggest news weeks ever. Ever. Like, just ever. Like, you know, so it's like, it's incredible that I've got so many people that are willing to, you know, spend the biggest news week in human history just, you know, here with me. And I appreciate that you find me insightful enough and well worded or spoken. And I'm really high. I'm sorry. I know this is unprofessional, right? Enough to actually just listen to what I have to say. I mean, I really just, you know, it means a lot. So I just wanted to, you know, and so now that it's already awkward, now I'm going to take my bizarre self out of here. And thank you, everybody. So, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna, okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then they have cans of soup. It's soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours.
Who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers. No more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And he's, this is on live television.
Battle of righteousness versus Satan. Versus Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the go. You know the thing. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
As far as
my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
I've got to go. Let me respond. There's I say when I say it. I'm the only person who's ever run on 3 platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people, dumb 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 people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people.
Antifa exists.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp.
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.